Everybody, how's it going? It's closing in on 7 o'clock on the East Coast, so let's get this video up. Let's talk about college basketball. Let's talk about hockey. Let's talk about today. Is there anything we can learn from the sports algorithms? Yesterday was an okay day. I won't go over it right now because let's just talk about today because we got to make this video quick. Any underdogs for the day? Well, 2 aways and 2 home teams. Um, Looks like, let's move this down a little bit. My head's in the way. Looks like Oregon has a pretty high margin here on the road at plus 105. Here's a home team at Montana State. Barely, though. Barely. The margins are barely. It's just the home bump that's pushing them up. So these are not really great picks at all. The Oregon pick is pretty good within 11%. So I'd say Oregon is the underdog pick of the day. If you look at the rest of the games, looking at this health percentage here has been pretty interesting. If the team is at low health, there was some tracking to them being trouble. So like here, UCLA is only at 68% on the road against Washington State. This is screaming out, take Washington State plus 3.5 if this game hasn't already happened yet. Let's see here. All the games that took place at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock is just starting now. So you'd be looking at these set of games. You can see those dogs down here at the bottom, but these aren't bad dogs here. At plus 125, Montana State against Eastern Washington is probably a pretty good pick. So other than that, I don't see anything else that's really speaking out to me here. The best home pick, man, it's not great here. You got Campbell over South Carolina upstate. It's not a bad one. And, of course, Hampton again against Presbyterian at minus 160. All right, let's talk about hockey then. So as for our hockey games, it's a bigger slate tonight. Some of the games were canceled, but these games are all still going on. Everything starts 7 o'clock or later, so hopefully you can get a hold of this video before then. So let's go game by game. I have done work on this file. It's getting a little bit better, especially our adjusted power percentage should mean a little bit more right now. Almost more than the projected scoring, but we're trying to get the projected scoring right. So in this Pittsburgh versus Islanders game, both teams not great. Casey DeSmith's goaltending is a little suspect on Pittsburgh. So even though their projected score is greater, their adjusted power is less. So this game is basically a toss-up. I'm going to stay away from that game altogether. Tampa Bay and Florida. Tampa Bay looks to be much stronger team, consistent all around, all the way from goaltending to everything else. So that minus 165 is a very reasonable line. We think they're going to cover the goal line of minus 1.5 goals. Here, Edmonton and Montreal. Montreal just coming off a game last night that they lost to Toronto. Starting Jake Allen tonight. Thinks that they're going to walk over Edmonton 5-2 because they have Mike Smith starting for Edmonton tonight. So sees some goals. It likes to hit over this big over of 6.5. But thinks that Montreal at minus 152 is actually even a better line than Tampa Bay. Look at that. So think about that. Both those teams very evenly matched, Tampa Bay and Montreal, although they're not playing each other. Columbus and Chicago. Very close game all around. I actually like the over in a game like this because I think they will get to like 3-3 and make it to an overtime game. So I don't like anybody on the goal line other than maybe I guess you'd do Columbus plus 1.5. Tough close game though, could go either way. So it's a tough game to pick on the money line, although both lines are reasonable. Detroit and Nashville. Bad teams, low scoring game. Bad goaltending, bad all around. You can see that it's close, though, and that Nashville's really not very good. So there's a chance that Detroit plus 1.5 even wins this game, and that's a really good line for them. As you can see how close it's going to be, and that these teams are not very good. So keep that in mind. Then we have Ottawa with Matt Murray starting after they pulled Hogstrand or something, or Hogstrand, or whatever. The guy from the last night was not playing well. Winnipeg should win this game 4-1, 4-2-ish. Thinks Winnipeg's a lot stronger than Ottawa. Not really a surprise here, but maybe watch for the over. It does say about, it says almost 6 goals. Let's see. Carolina and Dallas. Thinks Carolina barely wins this game all around, but barely does, but still a very close game at 46%. So, I mean, the line's right accurate to what I think it should be. John Gibson, Anaheim versus the Knights. Likes the Knights to win this game 5-2-ish. 4-2, 5-2, but the line you're going to pay for it, so that's trouble. Calgary and Vancouver, we like Calgary, so does Vegas. San Jose and LA, we like San Jose slightly, and so does Vegas. Martin Jones maybe playing a little better. Jonathan Quick not playing so great this time of year. But it says really, really close game by projected score here. So the LA plus 1.5 or maybe even the LA plus 110 because this game is so close. Really very similar. These two games, if you take the underdogs as straight bets, one of these underdogs is probably going to win, and you're going to make money that way. So that's my update for, I mean, how was yesterday? We swept, right? Yeah, yesterday we were almost exactly correct on everything. Check this out. There's only 2 games, but we said that Boston would win like 4-3. They won 3-2, but like 3.5 to 2.5. Here we had it 4-4. Ended up being 4-2. But we had both percentages on both and everything. So it was good. As a matter of fact, this 88%, it makes me want to figure in, sorry if you can't see that, this 88% makes me want to figure in the goalie when it comes to the other team's points. So like Montreal, we projected four goals, almost 3.8 goals for them. Had I incorporated a really good goaltender on Toronto, it would have brought this down to something closer to 2. So that's going to be the next thing I'm going to program into the projected score, is getting the goalies figured into the projected score calculation. Because right now it's figured into the adjusted power, but it's not figured into the projected score. So that'll be the next thing that we do. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. May all of your picks be win. Can I give you one NHL pick of the day? What am I going to do? I can bet. What should I do? I'll do today. The best thing I saw on there was those 2 up at the top here. If I was going to say, like, it was almost a parlay, which is this parlay of Tampa Bay's money line and Montreal's money line to win. I like that as a parlay. You can see they're drastically better than the other 2 teams. The projected scores are mirroring that. The only thing I'm concerned about is Jake Allen's goaltending on Montreal is not as good as Carey Price, but so this could be a high. This is why it's predicting a high scoring game, is because of the powered offense with these goaltenders. So that's something to watch. All right, guys. Good luck. Be all your picks be winning.